Hello, everyone. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. It is nice and rainy and cozy here today. So, I have my ginger and lemon tea and I'm in my cozy clothes. I feel like it's coming to the end of winter now, but I'm soaking up as much of this cozy weather as I can. Although I am going to America soon, so I get to experience autumn and winter all over again, which is awesome because they're my favorite seasons. Let me know in the comments what your favorite seasons are. Today, I thought I would take you on my exploration journey into creating my OC. Well, not really creating her because she already is personified in a way, but I want to give her a body. I want to give her a face, give her a bit more substance because right now she only really exists as the bot over on my Twitch channel. So she's connected to all of the things that do like the automated chats and commands and everything. So she has a story, she just doesn't have a body. So today I wanted to create that with you guys and come along the journey with me because I am usually an animal artist or a Pokemon artist, very much not humanoid artist. So this is going to be it's going to be fun. I'm kind of nervous because I don't often draw humans, but I'm bringing you along with me and we're going to see how I go. So make sure you get your tea, get your blankets, get all cozy if it is cozy where you are, where you're watching, and let's go. So I first wanted to go in with my sketchbook, so pencil and paper first, and then I finish it digitally. So you'll get to see both of those processes as I go through them. I wanted Moon Dimples to be a cute little witchy girl. She has long, colourful hair with galaxy colours. She has a cute little witchy hat with stars on it. And I actually hadn't chosen an eye colour or clothing type, so I do get into that more when I do the digital version. But I just had this really cute girl character in my mind. She is some kind of cosmic witch, but with a hint of cottagecore, because that's how I kind of describe my art style. I describe it as celestial cottagecore, so I had to add some little flowers on her hat as well. I want to quickly mention why she's named Moon Dimples. It was quite some years ago when I was streaming and I was trying to paint a moon and I couldn't remember the word for crater. And for some reason, my brain came up with Moon Dimples. And then I created an account under that name and she became my bot over on Twitch. I did do another little sketch of a full body, but I only had time to do one digitally, so I did choose the portrait version of her, which you can see me doing now. So, Moon Dimples has a little bit of lore behind her. She is the owner of my two cat mascots of my stream named Astro and Meatball. Astro is actually a physical kind of toy that lights up behind my stream, and Meatball has been around from the early days when I was doing pet portraits because he appeared as a how to take photos of pets for pet portraits little comic that I made many years ago. This took me quite some time. Digital always kind of tends to take a little longer than I anticipated, but I was having fun. I was watching my friend Raindrop Races over on Twitch on my monitor there that you could see just a little bit in the screen. But I love doing art while I'm watching people on Twitch, so definitely go check out Raindrop Races. She's very, very cozy to watch. I've never really been one to have fully fledged original characters with backstories and lore and everything, so I think I kind of find it a little hard to create backstories for characters. I am much more into the design aspect of them, and I was never really a writer. So let's try our best to give Moon Dimples and her kitties, Astro and Meatball, a little bit of a backstory. So, Moon Dimples has a celestial broomstick that allows her to fly around the universe or the galactiverse. And she has magic, of course, so she can breathe in the atmosphere of, or the lack thereof, the atmosphere of the galactiverse. And one day on her travels, she came across a kitty floating around in space in his little astronaut suit, and his name was Astro. They became fast friends, and Astro introduced Moon Dimples to his good friend Meatball, and they became one big happy family. They like to travel across the different planets in the Galactiverse, which there are 5 known habitable planets. You can read about them in my Discord channel if you wanted to. There is an entire channel dedicated to explaining all of the planets, but each of them has their own favorites. Moondimple's favorite is Melopia because there's a lot of witchy friends, fae, dragons, and mystical creatures like that that reside there. Meatball's favorite is Bastion because it is a planet that worships cats, and his color scheme kind of does go with the color scheme of Bastion. Then Astro's favorite is Palkius because even though cats hate water and Palkius is a very watery planet, he does like pretending to be a pirate. Also, peek at my own Void Kitty sitting there watching me. She is such a good support when I'm doing artwork in the studio or any kind of work in the studio. And pretty soon you will see her try and jump into my lap and take a very long time to get comfortable. You can see here that I struggled a lot with what color to do the hat. I did eventually change the hat to the color of the shirt, and I changed the color of the shirt to a nice emerald green color. I thought that one worked a lot better than an emerald green hat for some reason. It appealed much more to my eyes. And of course, here's Merlin trying to get comfortable in my lap. She is so cute, but she gets in the way very, very easily and very, very often. So back to Moondimples and her kitty friends. I like to imagine that they do have some kind of residence on Melopia that is kind of their home base. It definitely feels a lot more like where Moondimples would make her home base. But because Astro does have his little astronaut suit, he's the one that travels more than Meatball. Meatball likes to stay at home, although he does like to go visit his favorite planet, Bastion, because he has a lot of other kitty friends over there. As for the statistics and characteristics of Moondimples herself, I would say she's about 5'4", maybe a little on the shorter side, and her favorite food is definitely chocolate. I mean, I know that's my favorite food, but she is my original character, so maybe she gets a lot of her traits from me. As for her age, I feel like she is quite a young witch, so maybe about 24. I know that witches do have this magical power to make themselves eternally youthful, but I do feel like she's just starting out in her life, and she is very, very lucky to have the 2 greatest companions of all time by her side while she's exploring all of that. She's definitely a good witch and she has a really good heart. She wants to use her magic and power for good rather than evil, and she wants to spread this happiness to as many people as she possibly can, which is why she is the mascot for my stream, because that is my goal as well. I really want to spread as much happiness as I can with my artwork and my community, so she is an extension of that. Side note, if you're wondering what I'm doing with this purple here, I'm definitely not an expert in digital shading of skin by any means. This is just what works best for me. But if you wanted a bit more of an in-depth tutorial of what exactly I was doing here, let me know in the comments and I'll make a tutorial video on that. Although I am probably going to explain it really terribly, but I will do my best. So Moondimples just really is, as I said, an extension of me, and I feel like some of the traits that I've listed off so far are just what I value in myself, or at least I aspire to be in my streams. I want people to feel safe, and I wanted a persona to kind of embody that while I'm streaming, and she can be in the chat doing my commands, doing all that kind of stuff, and not being just a bot. I know that people on Twitch, they kind of see a bot and they ignore it. It's just what happens in your brain. You start to overlook if you are on the platform and you see bots in the chat, your brain just starts to learn to overlook them. And so I wanted Moondimples to have a persona because I wanted to try my best to work around that and actually have a bot that is more something that people would pay attention to rather than ignore. As you can see, my iPad is starting to bug out at this point. It is quite an old iPad. I'm using one from 2018 and it was due for an upgrade, but my MacBook decided that it was going to break first and I had to upgrade that one instead of my iPad. So it had to hold on for a little bit longer, but it is getting to the point where it just likes to shut down and completely not do anything. I will try using my tap commands and it just won't respond, which is really frustrating, especially when I'm getting further and further into an artwork and I'm almost finished, but then it decides that it doesn't want to cooperate. If you did want to help my fund for a new iPad, then I do actually offer characters like this as commissions. They would be seen on my Ko-fi under commissions and profile pictures and emotes. It would be listed as a complex profile picture. So if you were interested in that, please go check out my commissions page on Ko-fi. I will leave a link in the description box below and help me fund my new iPad because I really need a new one. It is getting to the point where it's really frustrating. Typically, what I would do in this case, if you are experiencing this, is I would leave it for a few hours and come back to it later. And that tends to kind of reset it a little bit, and I can do some more work on it. But because this was a video I was trying to film in a short space of time, I had to get it done from start to finish while I was sitting here. So I didn't really want to break it up and do it on another day or at a later time because I have a time limit that I have to film these videos. So yeah, I did what I could without trying to throw it out the window. Aside from those technical difficulties, I really did enjoy the process of making this character. It is something that I have done a long time ago. I did faces when I first started doing Twitch streams, and I kind of abandoned it because I guess I wasn't as confident in my own skill. And you can tell in the intro that I'm still not as confident in drawing people. But at the end of this video, I think she looks really cute, and I'm so proud of how it turns out. Every time I do one of these, I'm so proud of how it turns out. So I definitely have to get over that fear, that second guessing myself and thinking that I am not as good an artist. But I have to admit, I think it's pretty cute. There might be some techniques that people that are very practiced in digital art or portraiture might look at and think, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But I like the results, so I think that's probably one of the most important things. I always advocate for enjoying every part of your journey, no matter where you are at your skill level, because you're going to look back on it and think of it with fond memories, and it's going to help you practice to get better and better if you enjoy every part of the process. That's it for me now. If you did want to come over and meet Moondimples in my stream, make sure to come over to my Twitch channel, Galactic Cat Studios, and say hello. She is the bot for most of my commands, and she also does some of my channel point redeems. So you'll get to meet her if you're in there for even 5 minutes, most likely. So I hope to see you over there, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Fare thee well, everyone, and thank you so much for watching.